Hi, folks. 5 League of Ireland titles in 6 years. I would say that is dominance. But is it good for the league, or are Shamrock Rovers turning into the PSG of Ireland? Let's talk about that, and also about who still has a shot at Europe and who is fighting to stay up. So stay with us and be part of the conversation. Beside myself, I have my resident commentator, Mr. Cornell. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you very much, Victor. Hoping you're good as well.
And together we will be breaking down Rovers' incredible run, the battle for that last European spot, and the high stakes relegation playoff from Galway and Sligo to Waterford, Bray, and Treaty United. And before we kick off, here is a thank you for you. We have just passed 1,000 subscribers. So thank you very much for being part of it. I'm delighted. It means a lot to me. So if you have been watching and for some reason you haven't yet subscribed, make sure to press that subscribe button and don't miss our weekly dose of Irish football talk. So chat box is open. Let's talk between the two of us and you guys, and let's make this podcast dynamic. Let's get the ball running, Cornell. Here is the $1 million question. And before I ask you, I want to congratulate Shamrock Rovers. I think they deserve the title. They are really the strongest team. But are they really the PSG of Ireland, or am I exaggerating in that statement?
Listen, first of all, congratulations to Shamrock Rovers. Obviously, they are five-time champions now of the League of Ireland. There's 5 league titles now, /2025 titles won in history in the League of Ireland in history. Look, I think it would be a little bit too far to probably say that they are the new PSG of Ireland, the new PSG team, because there's a difference between PSG and Shamrock Rovers. PSG are dominant, in the French league, but I think the way that Shamrock Rovers have been playing this season, you would put them in the same similar category as PSG. To be honest, look, I think Stephen Bradley has worked and his team have worked very, very hard to be where they are. They had to see Shelbourne last season win the title. It slipped away from their fingers last season. They thought they were gonna do it, but they had to work hard. They had to get new faces into the club, get new youth ranks out of the youth ranks of Michael Noonan and so on. And they just never gave up and they never lost hope. The other games that they previously played, yes, they could have won it then, but all they needed was a draw, and the draw was against Galway United, and they got it. And I did expect Rovers to win that game, but they got the point and they got the job done. So right now, I think they can focus now on possibly having a European Cup run. But the main purpose was to win the title and to overcome the odds, and they have done that. So I think the importance of Shamrock Rovers' players are also Ed McGinty, brilliant goalkeeper last season for Sligo, and also Hulahan as well, and Healy, Watts, and obviously Graham Burke's goals have been very, very important to Shamrock Rovers as well, even though he's been in and out of the team. And I think the winnable dominance behind it is, I think it was being consistent, and I think just waiting for the right moment at the right place at the right time. And also, I think just giving themselves time to get their best players back, because the certain games that they should have won, they didn't have the likes of Hulahan, they didn't have Lopez, Grace in their team, Cleary was missing in the team, and Bradley had to make a few changes and a few rotations in the Shamrock Rovers team and give some young players a chance as well alongside the experienced players. But they worked hard and they never gave up. That was the most important thing for Shamrock Rovers, and they achieve that goal.
Still on the Rovers side of the house, I just saw something on X. You shared with me, so thanks very much for the last minute information. It seems that Josh O'Hannon may leave the Tower team and make all the way to England, to your beloved Lincoln City. How far is that to be a done deal?
I think from the way that it's looked, according to Josh, to Daniel McDonnell, obviously, look, to be honest, I've always rated Josh Hulahan as a player, and look, Josh Hulahan deserves to be moving up the table, and he deserves to be going somewhere where he knows that he's. I mean, he is going to get playing time. He's already got the playing time already at Shamrock Rovers, but obviously it all started from the summer, where Lincoln City was basically linked with a move to with Josh Hulahan. And I remember I was going to the DJ room where I am in Lincoln, and basically something came up on my phone, and it said that, oh, we've been linked with a Shamrock Rovers player. And then when I looked, I saw it was Josh Hulahan, a player that I've been putting on my freelance scouting for Lincoln City. And honestly, I've obviously recommended Lincoln City to sign Josh Hulahan, really, and we all thought he was going to go come to us in over the summer. Bids were coming in. There were other clubs interested in him as well, that also wanted him. Stoke City wanted him as well, and things. But look, Josh Hulahan, I think, deserves to be moving to League One. I mean, obviously they turned it down because basically of their taking part in the in the UEFA Conference League. But look, Hulahan is going to go. I mean, he's not going to stay forever. I mean, some League of Ireland fans and Shamrock Rovers fans will think that it is maybe a low move, but it's a high opportunity for Josh Hulahan to move to us Lincoln City, and especially with us, I mean, crying out for a left back, despite that we've got Adam Reach in our team who's doing really well, and Towler's playing on that left side, covering that left side when Michael Skubala tweaks it and things like that. But Josh Hulahan is highly rated, and you know he's gonna do a lot of wicked things with us Lincoln City and help us Lincoln City end the 64-year wait of being promoted. And he will be a different kettle of fish in our team, and Michael Skubala will get the very best out of him without fail. And I know some will probably react to Josh Hulahan going to Lincoln as probably a lower club.
There's someone here challenging you, Cornell.
I can see what the person's put down, that Lincoln City are much a lower club than Shamrock Rovers. Listen, I wouldn't boast Shamrock Rovers that much. Look, listen, Shamrock Rovers are a fantastic club. They're an amazing club. They've achieved greater things, over the years and things. But there's a difference between the EFL football and the League of Ireland. The League of Ireland is much more difficult than League One. League One is all out. But look, listen, I know a lot of Shamrock Rovers fans ain't gonna be happy that he's going, and I think it's gonna be very interesting to see who replaces Josh Hulahan when he goes to comes to us Lincoln City. But I'm very, very happy, and I'm very excited, and I can't wait for him to be in an imp shirt come January. And obviously, I know there's other clubs, Cardiff City are looking at him, but he knows that obviously Lincoln City is his destination to come. And I mean, look, his brother is there as well. It'll be very interesting, like I said, who will be his replacement and who will replace him. It will weaken Shamrock Rovers' back line, to be honest. I think Shamrock Rovers might find it difficult to replace him, but I think regardless if Stephen Bradley is still at Shamrock Rovers still, I think that I think there will be a good replacement for Josh Hulahan, to be honest.
So say Josh makes his way to Lincoln City. Do you think that will increase his chances to be called to the national team?
Yeah, he's got every chance to be called up for Ireland. I mean, if he was to sign for us Lincoln City, which I'm being positive he will and optimistic about it, then he's got absolutely 100% chance of being called up for Ireland and represent his country. And we've got some international players in our Lincoln City team. Dexter Lakisa on loan from Wolves. We've got Justin Obku on loan from Coventry, who was at Grimsby Town. From Trinidad Tobago. Evan Valameef as well, who just came from the Czech league, the Ukrainian, the central defensive midfielder. So we've got some internationalities in our team as well. But Josh Hulahan, I think, is an all-round baller who can play anywhere in the back line, who can play left midfield, even though it's highly unlikely Michael Skabala won't play him there. He's going to play him in that left flank, and it will give Michael Skabala a lot of options going forward. But as I've told a lot of Lincoln City fans, and I've told a lot of Imps fans, that we are in for one hell of a player in Josh Hulahan, and Josh Hulahan is also not afraid to get forward, go and score, get goals. And look, he's going to be a sensational signing for us, Lincoln City, come January, just like how Jack Moylan was.
Let me encourage the viewers to share their input on this specific topic, because it's something that the two of us are going to discuss later on the show. Who is going to the promotion relegation playoff? Would that be Galway, Sligo, or Waterford? And who would they face, Bray or Treaty? Let us know in the live chat, and we will get into it a bit later. For now, let's talk about the games that took place last week. And funny enough, they all finished with the same score, 1-1. That was some coincidence. And this draw in Inchicore, I think, was awful for Pat's aspirations. They were expecting to win, but in the end, they didn't.
Yeah, I think it's hard done by St. Pat's, to be honest. I think St. Patrick's obviously wants to be in Europe, and obviously this was an opportunity for St. Pat's to get the win. But a draw was a fair result. Waterford, they played well, which they did their best. Obviously, Alman is still in the bounce to be top scorer, even though he's got Mason Mena on his back at the moment, leveled on 13 goals this season. But other than that, I think a draw was a very valuable, respectful result. But I think St. Pat's will probably feel that that's like 2-3 points drop, really, to be honest. So there's no coincidence behind it, but it's a boost for Waterford as well, to find a way to stay up and rebuild next season. But St. Pat's, I think this is an opportunity missed out on by them.
The other draw was between Galway and Drogheda. Again, not the best result for both teams, because with a victory, they'll be in a very different situation on Saturday. But still, they can both achieve their aspirations, which are different at this point. So how do you see this outcome?
I think Drogheda, look, I think the same, similar to St. Pat's and Waterford drawing as well. I think, look, Drogheda obviously wants to be in Europe. They're really destined to be in Europe for next season, and they want to work really hard to achieve that and beat all the odds as well. But look, at the end of the day, I think a draw was a very respectful result for both teams, and I think Drogheda will move on now, and I think they'll go on and try and win that place for Europe.
So we have here someone still asking about Josh. Everyone is asking about Josh. Josh is the question of the day. I know we already answered this. Cornell said that it looks good, but it's not 100% confirmed. We don't know exactly when, but I think it's a matter of time, no?
Yeah, it's to answer Scott Buckley's question, it is a matter of time, basically, until he basically moves to us, Lincoln City. But obviously, I think the way that Daniel's spoken about it on Irish Independent, it's more likely that Josh Hulahan is going to leave, and he'll be coming to us. So I can't wait for that. I can't wait for him to come.
I want to thank the guys for the comments. Yeah, so let's make sure that this is dynamic. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to do that, because we'll be here every Thursday. And next week, I'm going to anticipate, we will do a special FAI Cup final preview. So tune in, because it's going to be exciting. The other one, talking of Cork, was a massive blow for Sligo. They were expecting to secure their place in the Premier Division for 2026, but they didn't manage.
No, look, listen, we all know what's gone on with Cork City right now. Cork City haven't been in the best of form this season, and it's due to the position that they're in. They're relegated back. They're going to they're already relegated back down to the first division. It's not great. They have to do it all over again. And not just only that, they have to work really hard. They've lost the key players. They've lost some good key players like Daniels, who was their best striker there. I think since Rory Keating went out with injury, things have just not worked out. Sean Maguire was the same thing. Good seeing back already on the goals. But I think it's not really gone right for Gerard Nash. And look, listen, I think Nash will probably feel that he's completely undone. But this result against Sligo, I think was a fair result. Look, both teams are obviously trying to get some results. I mean, yes, Cork City's relegated. Sligo's obviously trying to stay up in the League of Ireland so they can rebuild and improve. I mean, keeping hold of Eldon is probably going to be very, very difficult, especially with the attraction he's getting and things like that. But look, I think a draw was a very fair result.
Just want to bring a comment here into my attention. Peter, you should try and get Jason on the FAI Cup episode next week. I don't know who's Jason you're talking about. We had Jason here. He is a Derry fan, but I think we're referring someone else. If you can clarify that, Keenan, I'll be thankful. He's also saying Gerard Nash is completely out of his depth at Cork, in my opinion. Thoughts on that, Cornell?
My thoughts on that is, I definitely agree with what Clean says. He is out of his depth because he hasn't brought no experience to the team. Yeah, he's brought young players, which is not a problem, but you need experience to work around the young players for them to improve. Without experience in the team, there is no way that your team, like Cork City, is going to do well. And this is the consequences that they've suffered now. They are being relegated back down to the first division, where it all started last season, where they won it and became favourites to win the first division title. Now basically they have to do it all over again. And I think it'll be very interesting to see what happens with Nash. Does he stay on as Cork City manager? Does the board back him, or does he go? These are the questions that I think a lot of Cork City fans, including yourself, Victor, I think will question. Because Gerard Nash basically, look, listen, he came in with a purpose. Yeah, he replaced Clancy. Clancy obviously was also doing well before things didn't go the way you would have expected to do, right? Nash came in, made his impact properly known, but it's not worked. Obviously, he's got them into an FAI Cup final, obviously against the champions like Shamrock Rovers, right? And now he feels that he may have the opportunity to probably go on and try and cause an upset in the FAI Cup. But Nash hasn't proven that he is a quality or a fantastic manager. Cork City is very difficult to manage of a team, and they've got to have someone that knows their starting 11, that knows that they can get the best out of those players. Because all those players in that Cork City team, they are a fantastic lot, and they've got huge potential to go further with their career. But if Nash cannot find a proper way to get Cork City back to how he wants them to be, then maybe I think it's time for him to go and walk away.
Let me encourage the viewers again to share their thoughts on this hot topic. Who is going to the promotion relegation playoff? Would you think it's Galway? Would you rather bet on Sligo? Or would that be Waterford at the end of the day? First division, there are two teams that some were not expecting. One is Bray, another is Treaty. And in the end, who will make it to the Premier Division? Let us know. We will get into the topic in a few minutes. In the meantime, I want to discuss other games here. And Kevin just agreed Cork players have potential, will do well next season, but this season was not a right season to bring youngsters in. That's a very valid remark in my estimation. There's one here that everyone was looking forward for, not only Derry and Shamrock fans. And Derry upset Shamrock 2-0, and they kept the suspense almost till the end. So I'd say hats off for Derry.
Do you know what? Honestly, Derry, I thought they were sensational. I watched this game and I watched the way Derry just dominate Shamrock Rovers, and they really made Shamrock Rovers look like they've seen a ghost. Absolutely, they were sensational to watch. They were quality, and that's the reason why, you know, Derry City is in the position where they are, and they're working really hard to be in that race for Europe. But Derry City was just one step ahead of Shamrock Rovers, and Shamrock Rovers just wasn't at their best. I mean, obviously Bradley had rotated the team, which he did. And you know, look, listen, I think Derry City have proven, I mean, since they brought Fleming in, Akemi in, you know, obviously they got stick for bringing in experienced players into the Derry City team. But, you know, the experienced players have really helped Derry City, and they've helped them to be where they are in the table and get results, you know, on the board and really go up the table as far as they can. But Shamrock Rovers wasn't at their best, and I think Stephen Bradley and Rovers, you know that. Obviously they had injury, they had players out through injury. Obviously Hulahan obviously came back, you know, like obviously from injury, and obviously, yes, I mean, I don't think the pressure would have been too much on him to obviously play at the back really and link up his play with the likes of Cleary and so on. But look, listen, I think this is not just only just about the result. I think it's also for Bradley as well, especially for his son that obviously was fighting with cancer, and right now he's beaten cancer, and you know, I think that is a fantastic you know, achievement for Stephen Bradley and his son. But despite the result that Derry City, you know, pulled off and things like that, honestly, I think Derry City can be very, very proud of their achievements of what they've done this season. And I think Ian Lynch has really, really improved Derry City, despite the criticism that he was getting throughout the start of the League of Ireland season.
So I said hats off for Derry, but I would extend the hats off to Stephen Bradley and for his son. I think there are other two heroes of 2025. The other one I would praise is Joe O'Brien, because he has been sensational with Shelbourne. And this result that was attained in the very last minute of the game, I would say was a kick in that part of the body for Bowes.
It was an opportunity missed for Bowes. Bowes had the opportunity to basically still to go back second, but they failed to capitalize on that. I mean, despite all the hype about James Taylor going from Drogheda to Bowes, you know, yes, Bowes have been sensational this season, which they have been. When you've got players like Denvoy in there, you've got Clark in there, you've got Del Rooney in there, of course, James Taylor, you know, you've got in there as well too. It is an absolute handful to really deal with. But, you know, Bowes wasn't at their best. As for Shells, they've been sensational this season. Joe O'Brien, obviously, O'Brien has been brilliant. Joey O'Brien has proven to be an elite manager. I mean, I don't want to hype him up too much, but obviously giving him the optimism and the positivity that he deserves. He has really come in, replaced Damien Duff after speculation and talk about who would replace Damien Duff and stuff, and Joey O'Brien's proven critics wrong. You know, he's got the best out of Meepo. He's got the best out of Harry Wood. You know, to have sensational, brilliant games throughout the whole League of Ireland season. Obviously, Boyd, obviously, he's in and out of the team due to injury, but it's not his fault. But, you know, he's got at the best out of every single one of them. Keir, Edmund, Roy, obviously, what a player he's been. You know, obviously, again, he's really suited that. He's helped that midfield, linked up well with Coyle. You know, it's just unbelievable. And, you know, look, Shells can be very, very proud. They were slightly down, and most people criticized them and said that, is this the demise? Are we seeing not the great performance from Shells after winning the title last season? And then O'Brien comes in and just changes everything about Shells. I mean, there are certain players I think he could have played more, like Ellis Chapman and things, and give him and certain other players time to really gel into Joey O'Brien's team. But look, he's still proven once and for all that he can be an elite, sensational manager. So I think to see Shells win against Bows, I think that was a brilliant result for them.
Right, let's move now to the first division. A couple of comments here before we get into the game itself that I would like to go through. This comment was already here when we started. On purpose, I left it for this part of the show. I just want to find it out. And this lad is asking, how important is Kieran Red Hanlon to Treaty United on Sunday? Is he crucial? Will he make a huge difference, or Treaty United can survive as a team if he's not delivering?
I think Kieran Red Hanlon I think will be very, very important to Treaty United on Sunday, especially with Treaty United on the rise. Obviously they want to do well in the relegation playoff. They want to be in the Premier Division for next season, and I think it's very important that they keep Kieran Hanlon fit, and obviously he'll be very, very key for them. So yeah, I think it's very important that he stays fit and helps Treaty get up, win the relegation playoff battle.
Before we get into the game, there's another comment here that's about Dundalk. Dundalk has been on the news for reasons that are outside of the pitch, and here is one. Kilduff resigned as Dundalk manager after just finishing first in the first division.
Yeah, I think that's a big shock, that despite that Dundalk have won the title this season and won promotion back into the Premier Division. Big blow that I think Kieran Gilduff, I think, has proven that he is a fantastic manager. Look, I think it will be very interesting to see who replaces Kieran as Dundalk manager. But I think you have to credit Dundalk how hard they worked to get back into the Premier Division by being dominant in the first division. Look, at the end of the day, I think Dundalk have proven once and for all that they can get the best out of their players. They, Kieran proved that, and he proved once and for all that that Dundalk can be a very successful team. So, yeah, it's a kick in the teeth for Dundalk, but I think it'd be very interesting who will be the new manager of Dundalk.
Right, now the Sunday game, Bray will face Treaty in Athlone. Bray are again in the final for the second consecutive time. They're a team that you cannot underestimate. And Treaty United, they were nowhere there, but now they are 2 games away from returning to the Premier Division. How do you approach this match?
I think Bray have been sensational this season. They've proven how they can really be on top and stuff. I mean, look, Treaty obviously I think will probably feel undone on the result, but look, I think I think Bray will be favourites to really try and get into the final and win the playoff relegation place and get promoted to the Premier Division, because I think you can clearly see that obviously Bray was in this similar situation last season. They lost and they don't want to be on that losing side again. So I think Bray will be favourites to beat Treaty in the second leg. So I think Bray is favourite to win. So I think definitely Bray.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you, Cornell. I would like to get the viewers to let us know, would you think Bray can confirm how favorite they are, or Treaty United will surprise every single of us on Sunday? Let us know in the comments, and share this podcast with someone. If you're enjoying, press that like button below. I'll be very thankful if you can support us. Let's go now to the final round. This is the final round for Saturday, and there are massive games taking place on Saturday. I don't know which one I should elect number one. This is one of them for sure, because Europe is being played here. The future is there.
Yeah, it is. The future is there. The future is bright for Drogheda. Bows obviously want Europe as well too, but I think if we was to sit here as two pundits and say who wants it more, it's more Drogheda. Drogheda want it more, right? Look, at the end of the day, I Cornell would like to see Drogheda be in Europe, right? Because Drogheda have worked so hard. They obviously was so undone by being kicked out of Europe. They didn't deserve to be kicked out in Europe. They deserve to be playing European football and really seeing where the run could really take them. So this is going to be very, very important for Drogheda against Bows. Bows will think it's important to them because they want to be in Europe as well and attract the right players to come to Bows and make them into a dominant force for next season. But Drogheda, I think they want it more. And I think if Drogheda works really hard against Bows, and I think if they can really defend, I mean, when you've got Connor Keeley at the back, who's solid as a rock at the back, it is very, very important to have him key. But I feel that Drogheda is going to be favourites to win this game. So I'm going to go Drogheda to beat Bows.
Yeah, I would say the same. I think Drogheda, they deserve, especially as you just mentioned, after what happened in the summer. Which one I should pick next? There's another one where Europe is at play. Shelbourne, St. Pat's. Shelbourne hasn't a lot to dispute on this game. I think they are more focused on Europe, but given their form, they can still get at least a point from this game. St. Pat's, they need to give it all, because this game is like life or death.
Yeah, this is very important. This is very important for St. Pat's. St. Pat's have to win this game. Shells obviously have already guaranteed their place already for Europe. So, they've got nothing to play for. But St. Pat's, they need it more. You've got Mason Melia that has got 13 goals this season, level with Almond from Waterford with 13 goals. Obviously, Mason Melia wants to win the Golden Boot. And if he can at least score at least 2 goals, I think definitely the Golden Boot is going to be going to Mason Melia. But this is a must-win game for St. Pat's. St. Pat's can't go into this game against Shells and lose again. They can't, because this is very important for St. Pat's. This is very important for them, that they go into this game and they go and win and get the 3 points and really fight for that spot for Europe, because if they want it, they have to work hard. They have to earn it. As for Shells ain't got nothing to play for. They've already earned their place in Europe, and I mean, they're already in Europe already. But for next season, of course, yes, they've worked very hard to get that. But St. Pat's, obviously, they were undone by in Europe this year. But I think it's very important for them to work hard and to get the results. So, I mean, it'll be very interesting to see what team, Stephen Kenny puts out. But other than that, I'm going for St. Pat's to win this game, because it's very important for them to win this game and take all 3 points. So, and then obviously for Mason Melia to go on and win the Golden Boot. to be honest.
Yeah, there's also that for Mason Million. Probably that will impact the result. Cork Derry, that's a game where none of the teams are not that interested. It's just a matter of honor. So maybe a 0-0 here.
Yeah, I see a draw out of this, but knowing Derry, I think Derry will want to go out there and really dominate and really show why they are the dominant force and why they are where they are. Cork City have got nothing to play for. They're going to the first division, like I said previously, for next season. They'll work hard, they'll get back strong, they'll be strong once again and come back as strong favourites to be promoted again to the Premier Division next season. But this is a game for Derry City that obviously they're in the race for Europe as well. So it's important for Derry City to basically really keep the momentum going. From now till the end of the season next month. But look, this is very, very important for Derry. Cork City, as I said, haven't got nothing to play for. But Derry City, I think, if they work very hard and they work together, gel together, as they always do, I think they'll definitely be favourites for race for Europe.
Here's a game where I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it's enough for Sligo to return home with a point. So maybe they will do everything to secure that draw. Shamrock Rovers will celebrating, but you never know. Shamrock Rovers, they don't want to disappoint the fans.
No, I do agree. I think they don't want to disappoint them with another loss because look, they've won the League of Ireland title. They're champions, so they ain't got nothing to play for now. The most important thing is to win their final game of the season. Obviously, they'll be able to lift the trophy versus Sligo. It's very important that Shamrock Rovers just keep their heads. But Sligo, I think if they can get a point out of this, they can definitely stay up. Other than that, Shamrock Rovers has got nothing to play for because they're champions now. Sligo have more to play for because of the position that they're in. Other than that, I think it's going to be a draw for me again. But it wouldn't be surprising if Shamrock Rovers go all out and try and win this game. So wouldn't put it past Shamrock Rovers as yet. But Sligo are in good form. Eldin, Akiki, obviously brilliant. It has been sensational this season. So it's going to be very interesting. But it's a very tight equation. But I think it could be a draw or possibly a win.
Yeah, I would say the same. A double here with an inclination for draw. Now another massive game for both teams. This is more than a game. This is the future that is at stake in Waterford. These two teams at the start of the season, they thought they could be disputing Europe, but now they are just trying to keep themselves in the Premier Division. Any prediction on this one? And I know it's tricky, but
it's very hard to predict right now, Victor, because both teams obviously have struggled for form. Galway United has struggled for form mostly because they've lost Dyer in this Moses Dyer in the team, who's left the League of Ireland with 10 goals this season. Waterford obviously had their manager, and it wasn't working. Ian Lawler's now taken the role now, and obviously, look, Waterford have something to play for. Is to stay up. Both teams want to stay up for next season. Both teams want to avoid the playoff and the relegation place. But for me, I think this is more going to go in Waterford's favour because Waterford will more want to finish in a very comfortable position and stay up in the table. So I think it will be more Waterford to win this one.
We are very much aligned, Cornell. I would also put my bets on Waterford. Okay, we're coming to an end. Let's just do a quick rapid fire as a recap of what we discussed here. And I want the viewers also to add their predictions. And they just use the chat box and we can compare between all of us. So first one, who will finish fourth in the League of Ireland?
I'm going to say Shells.
Shells.
Yeah.
Shells are not third.
Did you say third or fourth?
Fourth, sorry.
Oh, fourth. Oh, fourth.
Sorry.
Oh, I thought you. So yeah, fourth. Well, Derry is second. Bowes is third. Shells is fourth.
So it's between Bowes, Drogheda, and Pat.
Yeah. I got that wrong.
One of them.
Oh my days.
No. I would say Drogheda.
Yeah. I think Drogheda. I think Drogheda will finish fourth. I think I think Drogheda look more likely to finish fourth and seal Europe for next season.
Now, in terms of the Aviva big game on the 9th of November, who will win it? Shamrock Rovers or Cork City?
Oh, it's too difficult to call, Victor, because I think Cork City won it more. Look, here I'm gonna break it down. Look, Cork City, obviously, as I said, they've been relegated back down to the first division. They shocked the whole world by winning against St. Pat's. They beat St. Pat's in the semi-final of the FAI Cup semi-final. They worked so hard to be in the final of the FAI Cup. It's going to be a very, very interesting game. Cork City are going to give everything that they've got because they will want to become the team to win it. As for Shamrock Rovers, they want to win the treble. And the treble is they've won the League of Ireland title for a fifth time. And now they want to win the FAI Cup. So the treble is there for them to win it. And I think the interesting thing will be, what team does Nash put out? What team will Nash put out? Because you see, Nash hasn't proven himself as an elite manager like how Stephen Bradley has done. Stephen Bradley's been there and done it all. He's won what he needs to win in his career. And even though, yes, Stephen Kenny has dominated League of Ireland with 12 League of Ireland titles, and obviously, Stephen Bradley's done what he needs to do, Shamrock Rovers want to win the treble. So, I mean, Cork City, I think we can't be underestimating them either, because Cork City has turned up and shot people, and we can sit here and say, oh yeah, I think Shamrock Rovers will go on and win, but then we always get proven wrong. And then Cork City beats all the odds. I mean, the boost for your team, Victor, is that Rory Keating is going to be playing. So you're going to see Rory Keating and Maguire linking up together, which is a boost for your front line, because you've been missing Keating and due to injury, which is not Keating's fault. As for Bradley, it's going to be interesting. Is he going to put his best 11 against Cork City, or is he going to tweak it and play maybe one or two of the youngsters at the, in the team and play some experience? I mean, Burke obviously was very, very lucky not to get a red card in the semi-final against Kerry FC. He was very, very lucky. And then obviously, he's been on and off the bench and so on. But it's going to be a very interesting affair of a game. And I think Cork City is going to be really up for it. And I think they're going to go in there as underdogs, just like how Drogheda did, when they played against Derry and they proved they beat all the odds. So I think the same way that Drogheda could do it against Derry, when Derry wasn't at their best last season, I think Cork City could do something special. And I think they could really give their fans something to cheer about. So, I mean, look, Shamrock Rovers will be favourite to win the treble, to win it, obviously, but I don't think we cannot be underestimating Cork City here. So I think it wouldn't be surprising if Cork City do the absolute shock over Shamrock Rovers. Never know. It's a funny old game.
Yeah, as a Cork City fan, I couldn't be more happy if you would be right. next weekend there'll be a dedicated session for FAI Cup Final, folks. So make sure to join us. We are thinking to set it up at the same time as today, so Thursday around 7 in the evening. Subscribe to the channel to receive the notification and join us on Thursday. But there is still a couple of things to go through tonight. Who will be in the promotion relegation playoff? First, from the Premier Division, there are still 3 candidates: Waterford, Galway, and Sligo. I think from what I could see from your predictions, if Waterford beats Galway, Sligo draws, that will be Galway on that game.
It's as I said, it's very difficult. I mean, look, the stipulations can go either way. You know, obviously, look, Galway United want to stay up next season. Sligo, obviously, look, they're fighting to stay up as well too. So I think, however it goes down, I think we all just have to wait and see on the final day.
Right now, on the first division side of the house, we both believe that Bray will make it. So there'll be a Bray Galway, another incredible game taking place in mid-November. Who is your prediction? Who is your favorite for that game?
I think for me, I think it's Bray, because Bray look the team that wants to be in the Premier Division for next season. So it wouldn't be surprising if Bray was to get Galway, for a prime example. I think Bray will be more likely to win that game because they're the underdogs and they're going to go in it. So I think Bray will win it.
Right. So that's a wrap for tonight's Witty Whistle. Massive thanks for you, Cornell, for the brilliant insights, and for all of you who tune in live, commented, and shared your takes. And that's how you make this show interactive. So don't forget to subscribe, drop a like, and share your episode with your fellow League of Ireland fans. Join us next week, Thursday at 7 p.m. The time might change, but probably it's going to be on Thursday. We're going to discuss the FAI Cup Final with a few fans, including Cornell. One other stuff, I just want to invite people. Tuesday, myself and 2 other writers, Jeroen van Domel and Maria Stravopoulou. So if you're into writing, we'll be running a live workshop on Greystone's library, 6:30. So if you are into the topic and you are in Ireland, I'll be glad to see you in person. Okay, if you are overseas, the show will be broadcasted in this channel, but I will be happy to meet folks on a personal basis. So that's it now. Have a good night, folks, and best luck for your teams on the weekend. That I see you next week. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.